Alright everybody, and welcome to another exciting game brought to you by AOC Today we have Torn Runaway against RVK, and we'll be having a Huns war. And as you can see, RVK has already started with a market rush, so to get that extra little gold boost, and so I'm sure he's going to be planning on playing a more defensive role at the beginning, since he did have to waste one villager on that market. And he has 2 stables up to Runaway's 3 stables. He's already gotten that gold boost, deleted his market. This game should be filled with plenty of paladins and archers and just enormous armies. I'm sure it's not going to last too long. We'll see if Runaway doesn't get rushed out here in a second. Just a player having that overall extra gold bonus from the market can really seal the deal for him, so to speak, in these games. So sometimes it's some players will say they live and die by the market, and others don't really know much about it. As predicted, we have Runaway sending a few paladins up into his base. It seems like he has a stable with a rally point set behind his base, and what a lot of players do that for is so they'll have just one stable rushing, and you see, oh, that's pretty pointless. But actually, what it does, it's going to take RVK's army and it's going to separate it out a little bit. It's more so just what's the word I'm looking for? A sacrifice for those paladins, just to kind of piss off RVK and just keep things a little unbalanced and such. Both players pretty much having the exact same strategy. About 4 stables, almost to a T. 4 stables, archery ranges, barracks. You can almost say, I'm sure they have the exact same strategy. Both players building a town center to start collecting their gold. Always a smart move within the first 5 minutes. And that's never fun. That is the great thing about Voobly. Awesome. Awesome, awesome Voobly. Next time I'm going to turn Voobly off. It is just the stupidest little thing. RVK has a siege workshop up. Both do. Both creating those rams, and what they're good for are not only just taking out those buildings, but they're also good for a little bit of a distraction. If you patrol your ram in front of the other's army, they can take tons of damage, and what that actually does is while your enemy is attacking the rams, your army is actually attacking their army, so it'll really help out for a good distraction. And I have a silly ass girlfriend calling me. Ex-girlfriend. Trust me, this is way more important than talking to her. So both players have a pretty massive army containing pretty much the exact same thing. Each player has their paladins, their pikemen, and their archers. And their rams. And here we go. The first major conflict of the game. And just remember that RVK does have that market. So he should have quite a bit larger of an army, but it seems like he's saving up that gold. So he does have that 4K gold, and Runaway does only have 1,500. So just keep that in mind. And RVK tried to flank Runaway's army by having his main army up at the front and then running around this little tree line trying to flank his army, and he's doing pretty good at it. But I don't really think it's going to matter much, or is it? You see Runaway pulling away. He's going to get out of there, so this is too much for me. Hide behind his castles. And here come the Rams. See how both players keep the Rams mixed in? It's using them as a distraction, as I was talking about earlier. While one player's army is attacking the other's ram, and they're taking tons of damage, and while the other units are then attacking enemy units and taking them out while they're just attacking the Rams. Simple strategy, but not utilized by every player. As we can say, RVK's economy is rolling pretty well. As for Runaways, both players are doing really well in their economy. Have monasteries up, but neither player is collecting them yet. Runaway is down to 1,500 gold pieces still, while we see RVK only has 600, so I'm sure he has a massive army in the works right now being made. Oh yeah, lots of paladins come in, a few archers coming. Really has no paladins whatsoever for RVK. Both players are just relying mainly on their archers and rams. Forgot to speed it up or this will take forever. Actually attacking the unit with those rams. Don't see too much of that. And Runaway has that castle completely repaired. Uh-oh, if RVK is not careful here, his army has almost been destroyed. He's going to have to play a little defense until he can collect a little more gold and such. Both players are running low on their resources. RVK is low on his wood, low on his food, and low on his gold, so he's going to have to really start doing some economy. We really don't see any farms. Well, he's got a few farms. Not going to be enough. So he's not going to be able to build an army after this, so he better really pay attention and keep it alive. And Runaway is very low on his gold, very low on his food and wood. Pretty much we have a completely even match. It seems like both players have the exact same army, pretty much the same population and same resources. And we do have a relic been collected by Runaway. Also have Runaway making a few villagers. It looks like he got raided a little bit, seeing all those dead villagers' bodies around there. RVK just trying to do anything he can to stop or slow down that economy. Just keep in mind that RVK was able to get that market, so he does have that extra gold at the start. Might be a big reason why Runaway is having to play defensive. And that castle is about to go. He's got a combination of trebuchets and rams, doing excellent damage taking out those buildings. Looks like we might have a little raid coming on, or he's just going to add those to his main army. Runaway really needs to get a castle up to help him protect his units. It's just kind of open to the slaughter right now. If I didn't keep getting phone calls from these silly ass little girls. I guess RVK is highly against relics. He really doesn't care about them, it seems. But for all of you players out there, it's a really good idea to try to collect those relics. For every one relic, I think you get a gold piece every like 2 seconds or something. So if you do collect all 4 or all 5 or something like that, you are going to get quite a bit of gold. And it's especially effective when both players have already mined all the gold on the map for those longer games. It's very necessary to collect those relics. That's why you see most players trying to do it at the beginning of the game. Might as well get it over with pretty much. As we can see, RVK is extremely